History repeats if one forgets old lessons, but it also repeats if one remembers them properly, maybe in a different form. A living example is HOSGUNDA. Till some time ago, it was a tiny, obscure hamlet in the Sagar Taluk of Shimoga district, Karnataka. But what a change in the last 10 years. HOSGUNDA today has transformed from a land of ruins into a modern village and a model of ecology propagation. It was the passion of a naturalist in the late 1980s to own a farm amidst the dense forest and settle down here after retirement that saw the emergence of HOSGUNDA from erased memories. The seeds of revival of a glorious past had been sown. That person from Puttur in South Kannada district is Sri C. M. N. Shastri. But mystery has its own ways. After he purchased the land near HOSGUNDA in 1991, strange incidents followed one after another. Some livestock died. A number of female laborers fell unconscious during work. But the cause was not traceable. Shastri's family then sought recourse from the famous spiritual expert Sri Katte Parameshwar Bhatt. He suggested taking up renovation of a ruined Shiva temple which was hidden in a dense forest adjacent to the farm. This became a turning point in the life of Sri C. M. N. Shastri. In 2001, he formed Sri Uma Maheshwar Seva Trust for renovation of the temple. The Shivaling was reinstalled, and the place came alive with a chanting of daily pujas. Shastri's family brought Narmada Bhanalinga from the river Narmada. Everything went on smoothly for nearly 2 years, but not for long. A series of tragedies seemed to be waiting.
My father, who was coming from Mangalore to this place to perform some pujas and this thing, on the way he met with an accident while crossing the road and he died on the spot. And we had formed a trust where the chief of this village, Mr. Nagaraj Gowda, was made as the president of the registered charitable trust. So he was a very well-known person here in the whole district. Suddenly he got some kind of problem in his mind, and he committed suicide.
Absence of any serious reason was indeed baffling. It was time for a serious introspection. On the advice of Sri Raghaveshwara Swamiji of Sri Ramachandrapura Mutt, an Ashtamangala Prashna was convened. Famous astrologers from Kerala were invited for the deliberations. The ensuing debate revealed a lacuna in restoring this place of worship. The verdict of the pundits was that the temple, which had been abandoned for several years, should have first been purified and dispelled of all evils before consecration. The pundits also advised to take up restoration of various other temples which were in a dilapidated condition inside the forest. The stone inscriptions found at Sri Uma Maheshwar temple unfold interesting pieces of history. The temple as such could be 1,000 to 1,100 years old. The dynasty which ruled the place for 300 years hailed from Huncha, where Santara dynasty was ruling. Complemented by the expertise and cooperation of Sri Dharmasthala Dharmothana Trust, this ancient temple was systematically dismantled by numbering each and every part. after redoing the foundation. Reassembly work is under progress now.
For protecting our architecture and ancient culture is the greatest work done by at HOSGUNDA. I always congratulate CM and Shastri and the local people who are involved in day-to-day development of this area.
Sri Shastri's vision is to develop HOSGUNDA into an abode of peace, a must-visit spot for everyone. After initiating restoration of Sri Uma Maheshwar temple in 2001, one day, as he was trekking along in HOSGUNDA, he came across ruins of many other temples deep inside the woods. But in government records, the place was shown as revenue land, which meant there was no forest earlier. Then, how did it get formed? When Santara dynasty's rule ended for unknown reasons, the place was abandoned, and gradually a green forest cover engulfed the 600-acre area, masking the temple complex. It was so dense that Sri Shastri decided to conserve and protect it as God's forest or sacred grove. On his request, the Forest Department of Karnataka conducted a survey and fixed the forest boundary. In 2002, scholars and students of the Botany Department in the Kuvempu University, Shimoga, combed the flora and fauna of the forest. They identified more than 350 species of plants and trees. Many of the trees were estimated to be more than 300 to 500 years old, and one particular mango tree was estimated to be 650 years old. To enrich the forest with a lot more biodiversity, a 5-year plan was drawn up. Now, under the supervision of Sri Umesh Adiga, 108 saplings in each of the 108 endangered and extinct species are planted every year, which means an addition of about 12,000 saplings every year. What more to illustrate a classic example of man-made forest?
All the species that have been planted in the last 3 years to reforest and bring nature back to its original state.
It is surprising but true. In spite of dense forests in and around HOSGUNDA, there was shortage of drinking water in some of the neighboring villages during summer. This prompted Sri C.M. Shastri to invite experts to HOSGUNDA and arrange for a workshop and impart training to local people on rainwater harvesting. Again, a 5-year plan was drawn up, and the result was almost instant. Within a year of implementing the rainwater harvesting process, the temple's holy pond, which was drying up as early as December-January, retained water up to the beginning of May. In the second year, it was even better. Water yield from the pond lasted the whole of summer till the onset of the rainy season. Sri Uma Maheshwar Seva Trust has many credits in its public service portfolio. Included among them are initiation of eco-friendly activities, promotion of social causes, and sponsoring of awareness-building programs. Noteworthy is the exploration of surrounding area with the help of archaeologists. Stone inscriptions, idols, and the remains of ancient shrines unearthed during excavation bear mute testimony to a 1,000-year-old heritage. In promoting the cause of ecology preservation, Sri Shastri has successfully pursued with the state government to declare 600 acres of valuable forest area around the temple as a sacred forest. Devarakadu. The trust has evolved a blueprint for developing Hosagunda as a unique eco-heritage spiritual center. And so, rising from nowhere, a sleepy village in the midst of a sporadic jungle is today brimming with life and energy, which only demonstrates the power and potential of man. He can be a better creator than destroyer. He can accelerate progress without disturbing nature. And a service-oriented mind doesn't retire at any time.
If these temples are restored and every day worshipping puja and this thing takes place, and if the people coming here, they also get peace of mind, I think the old people who have shed their blood here, they will get the peace in there.